Like there's traps.
Yeah,
man.
but this guy is definitely just gonna stay hungry because he learned from the first fight with the champ.
Yep, Stipe.
Right, Stipe.
Absolutely.
You learn from the first fight. You are human. You can be beat. You came to that reality before. You thought you couldn't be beaten. You got beat by this guy. So that makes you even a better fighter. It should make you a better fighter. Should make you rise to the occasion because you should know there's guys out there hungry just like you now. Guys who are afraid of you when you were a contender, but now you're champion. They're not afraid of you no more. They want to
Because
eat
you
you
have the
alive.
belt.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Everybody's
what you
afraid
want.
of you when you're the contender, but when you're the champion, that switch change. They have to eat.
Because you have the belt.
Yeah.
When you're the
When you
contender, you
got
have
the bag,
you
yeah.
get nothing for them.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
when you got the
nothing
bag,
worth the risk.
some
But
mean
when you're
people.
the champ,
That develop mean, hungry people, baby.
yeah.
And you look at who could potentially be next. Obviously, the main narrative is Jon Jones, which as a fan is the number one blockbuster fight the UFC can make. But the only hiccup with that is Jon wants to receive compensation to fight a monster in you.
Well, he should.
He should.
Agreed.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. Everybody in this position would like to have a compensation. I mean, basically, a guy like Jones, he's been around for very long and been doing this sport and this company grow. So, yeah, I think there's nothing wrong about that. But once again, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, me
you
neither.
know. So I would like that fight to happen.
Is that the
But
number one fight? If they gave you a list and it's Jon
that would
Jones,
definitely be the number one
Derek
fight.
Lewis, or
Jon Jones.
really it's gone, right? Like Cyril
Jones.
Gane? It's Jon Jones.
Jon
number one.
Jones, definitely. But at this point, we don't know what's gonna happen. So
What do you think,
I'm
Mike?
just-
Jon Jones, Francis. How you see
I
that
think
going
I
down?
think it's gonna happen. It's ludicrous if it doesn't happen.
Right?
It's just
insane.
ludicrous. This right now, it all comes down to money right now.
Mm-hmm.
How can they do this? They both under contract. Do we do it under UFC or do we do it under this and pay? What do you do? How do you do this stuff? How do
Really,
you
just
arrange
really
this
just need to
stuff?
put up the money to please Jon Jones and to defend Jon Jones here. He is the pound for pound
Listen,
best fighter on the
this
planet.
guy-
He's
this guy-
undefeated for a
This
reason.
guy said $10 million not nothing. If he takes it, what do you say, 20, 25? That's still, for a big fight like that, he could say, hey, maybe that's nothing. But, fighters have to understand, like in a corporation like Legends Only League, our fighters are like our partners. It's not like
God
we
bless
own you and you got to go by our rules. There's no rules. You
Yeah.
fight, you get paid, you get your back, and everything's over. And everybody get our money and we go to separate banks.
Yep.
No one's anybody's slave. No one owns anyone.
And Francis, how do you feel? Vegas odds came out. I'm sure you don't pay attention to this, but they have Jon as for the first time in his career as an underdog. They have you as the favorite. Which it might create. That's a little surprising. I figured it'd be like maybe even money, or maybe. But it's like I think they have you
No.
as like a
Listen, you know why it's that way?
because they want money. They want
No,
betting.
because the odds they're gonna work on this. They're gonna make this a David Goliath thing, and for the first time, Jon, everybody's gonna look at it as a big guy picking on a little guy, and Jon is gonna be favorites and stuff. People, the fans, the people in the people, the thinking, the sympathetic people. He's fighting the big giant, and so we're gonna root for him and hope. American story. We beat the odds, and he's gonna have a lot of people. He's gonna have a lot of the betting odds.
It's a different
That'd be
animal than
interesting.
Stipe, right, Francis? Like as far as Jon compared
I'm talking
to
about outside of the bet. I'm
for
talking
sure.
about the people.
Yeah, the
people.
public.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking about the public.
Public, yeah.
That
So,
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
public's what a bet for.
That makes sense.
But when you look at that matchup, Francis, I'll see a different fight than Stipe, right?
Yeah, Jon Jones has definitely has more tools in his pocket than Stipe. But I'm not sure if he's tough as Stipe though.
That's a fair point. I think too, one of the reasons the odds are like that is I went back and watched Jon Jones' last few fights, his last 3 fights.
Yeah.
He gets hit. He gets
Yeah.
hit, and I don't know if he's just not
Those are
getting up.
not the fights to watch.
But those are his last 3. I can't go back
Yeah,
to
we
vintage
look
Jon
at
Jones.
we look at him, but he's always capable. In a situation like this, he's capable to rise above the occasion. This is not the last 3 guys.
That's
he
what I
fought.
think. Yeah, correct, Mike.
This
That's
is
what I
that-
think.
trust
I
me.
think he couldn't get up for those fights because those guys aren't big names. So he's kind of fighting to their level. Still won, but with a guy like you, he knows he has to watch his P's
Yeah,
and Q's.
he
And
has
he's
to
not
put-
because
he
You
has
take
to
one
put
shot
it-
from Francis, the fight's over. He knows that.
So he has to put more work into it
Correct.
than
And
his
he's
last
gonna
two fights.
develop more. He's gonna gain more weight because he's gonna grab you and stretch. He's a spider. He's
He's gonna try and take him down.
Yeah,
This-
he's gonna hold.
Francis knows
He's gonna
this.
grab his hands. Gonna hold him. He's just an interesting guy, Jon Jones.
But he's big too.
He's creative. He's tall. Have
We
you,
are-
have you
we
met
are
him in
mem-
person?
yeah.
He's huge.
We are the same size.
That's
And
what people
plus-
don't realize. They think
yes.
John's is small. John's huge.
No,
man.
just not small.
And
Even-
agile.
Yeah.
His IQ, man. You know this,
Off
Mike.
the
His
hook.
fight IQ
Off
is
the hook.
nuts. He's not the most athletic. He's the smartest fighter. That's why John's so good.
And that's why. And I'm not saying saying it's good that boy he live his life. He can live his life the way he want. But that's why sometimes he slacks off. He's just too good.